back, and now we're going to talk about means to seek help for developing your self-confidence and boost your inner ego if you're lacking it, in case of some people who are constantly questioning their identity, lacking some self-confidence, lacking motivation. They have the potentials, but they lack the self-confidence. This is a very weak default that would totally destroy all your plans towards achieving your ambitions. On top of that, also, if you are on the course of achieving your ambitions and developing your self-confidence, you need to face your weakness, and you need to face your own fears. And there is a theory that says in order to conquer your fears, you have to face them. Of course, a lot more than that is going to be elaborated on in this segment, and we have with us Mr. Salah Mohamed. He's a human development coach and expert, and he's going to talk more about facing your own fears and conquering them, and how is that going to boost your ego and develop your confidence in a very short way. Good morning, Mr. Mohamed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, let me say that fear is an integral part in the personality of anyone, especially these days, due to many challenges. And sometimes maybe the most or the worst feeling when it comes to fear is some people, they are scared from tomorrow. They have fear from tomorrow.
Absolutely.
They are fear every minute. They are living, they are thinking what is coming next, what is coming. This is the main idea that is dominating their minds in general. So if we're talking about this, how can we confront this? Definitely it's not that easy, of course.
Well, first of all, we have to understand what fear is all about. You know, fear, in my opinion, is an illusion. You know, if you actually take the word fear itself, it's false evidence appearing real. So it's actually an illusion. It's not real, and people have fear of success, fear of failure. You know, the first step for someone to achieve that or to face their fear is to take a decision. You know, they always say that, you know, courage is not the absence of fear. We're all humans, so it's normal to have fear from anything. People have fear of stage, fear of public speaking, fear of many things. But the only thing here is you have to face it, because courage is not the absence of fear. You always have fear, but courage is having fear but doing it anyway. So it's normal to have fear, but the way to overcome it is to decide that I have to, and for you to achieve that, you have to have actually a reason. You know, you have to have a reason.
It differs from one person to the other.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. But it's normal to have fear. I mean, it's normal to have fear, but the idea here is to find a reason, or a compelling reason, to overcome that fear.
Right. Some people do not possess that amount of fear, that gross amount of fear, but they have bad experiences, and in that sense, they have that fear, and fears are built on each other and accumulated, and that's why you cannot take that decision and you cannot cross that line. Not because you're afraid of facing your fears, but it's because you're afraid of bad experiences that led to something you do not want to be involved in anymore.
Okay, so we're talking about failures mainly, right? Someone who failed in something, right, or had a bad experience. Yeah, so fail.
Or pain or whatever.
Let's think about
failure.
Failure for
that's
now.
A better expression.
Yeah. So fail is first achievement in learning. All right. For you to have any success in life, you have to fail first, right? You know, in our opinion, failure is not the end of the road. It's just a bend in the road. You know, and it's normal to have failures. It's very normal. You know, as long as you're doing anything in life, you will have to face, you know, any failures. The idea here is to find a way to overcome this. You understand? Mm. So your part is, you know, having bad experiences, right? It's fine. It's fine to have bad experience as long as you are not repeating the same mistakes again and learning from them. You know, so failure is a learning experience. Don't keep blaming yourself and keep, you know, blaming the whole world for your failures. You know, focus on what you want, and actually you have to focus on the things that you can control, not the things that around you that just influencing you. Mm. You know?
And so it's also important to talk about the part that sometimes about, there are many people actually that they lack self-confidence. And whenever something happens, this hinders them from anything. And sometimes they are paralyzed. They don't know how to start again. They don't know where to go. This is another part actually in the society.
Step number one is the person has to, feel that he deserves more, he wants more. And there are many things that someone has to do. It's not like you have to get rid of many things around you, the environment, for example, around you. They tell you that you become the average of the 5 people around you. So if you hang around with 4 broke people, for example, or poor-minded people, you'll become number 5. So
true. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to actually find a better environment to boost your confidence, attend seminars, seek life coaching for someone, from someone. For example, I have many mentors online. Les Brown, Tony Robbins, there are many people, online that you can seek, help. You don't have to know them in person, but at least you can follow their stuff.
You mean there is a way that I can work if, for example, someone who lacks self-confidence, he can work on this?
Of course, of course. That's part of what we do actually, is boot camps. The boot camp is designed to get the best, from what's inside people, to overcome their self-doubts, their fears, getting rid of the all the stoppers they have in their mind and limiting beliefs. That's what's stopping people, So in those camps, we do many things. Can you imagine, for example, walking on fire barefoot? Can you imagine, if you just, logically you will say absolutely impossible to walk on, on hot coal barefoot. Your mind will tell you it's impossible. But when you do it, it always seems impossible until it's done. Once it's done, you just believe it, that it's
right,
possible.
but talking about boot camps and seeking coaching, life coaching is very important when you're raising kids with different problems and difficulties, and some kids are not very lucky and they have constant failures due to some social difficulties in the lack, the absence of a father or a mother or whatever. And then the only parent would have difficulties overcoming these failures, and sometimes they might handle it in a different way, thinking that they're doing the right thing. Boosting the self-confidence of a kid who have constantly failed might be taken in a very totally wrong way by a mother or a father, unless they realize with the life coaching how to guide their kids towards the right course. How could that happen if you have a kid who is constantly failing, for example?
Sometimes you need to seek help. It's not like,
Do you always blame them? Do you force them? Do you put them under pressure, or you encourage them, or what exactly would you do?
In my opinion, the best way to raise kids actually is to become just as close as possible, be their friends, and be their role model as well. If you want to lead them to something good, do it yourself first, And sometimes if the issue is bigger than you, just seek help. In our last camp, we had, not kids, but 14 and 15 years old, and they were so blown away with the experience. Especially in this age. This age is, the age where they're just getting into drugs, and all of that. And it's, at the end of the day, in my opinion, the circle of friends, that the kid is around, you just have to try to control that.
So community is much more important
than
study or than the substance that
the kids spend more time in school and out of the house more than the house, right? So the influence is actually definitely way stronger, from the friends and the community around them. So, but if you need to seek help, definitely, there's life. I believe you have to start, with degrees first. Start with life coaching or camps like that. And I'm going to tell you, many people attend our camps and they actually quit drugs after that. Because they came into the camp somehow, not addiction, not real addiction, but at least they are into drugs. And after the camp, they discovered that, no, we deserve more. We don't deserve to live this life. And they completely quit. So
maybe also searching about positivity, how to find the positive things around you. Some people are a little bit pessimistic.
Most people actually.
Yes. Actually, the idea that you always expect the worst and you're never thinking, and I believe whenever you think about the worst, it will come.
Absolutely.
The good will not come. You will always, you are concentrating on the bad side, so you will not see except the bad side.
Exactly.
And this is another.
You heard of The Secret or not? There is a book and a movie called The Secret. Yeah, please Google it. It's a wonderful movie, and it's just talking about something called the law of attraction. that
The law of attraction.
Yeah, I think,
Right.
therefore I am. You know, whether you think you are or you are not.
That doesn't
you know,
work most of the time with some people.
Most people don't believe that it works, but it actually works. You know, so whether you think you can or you can't, you are both. You know, in both ways you're right. So it all based on how you look at things. Like you said, most people look at at the negative side of things. It's actually an art. You have to learn and to train yourself to look at the positive side of things, at the bright side of things, because at the end of the day, being so negative won't aid in anything, right? So yeah.
Right, and also, like my dear colleague Nashwa just said, that taking or tell John you're good and John will be good, or tell John you're bad, then John is going to be bad. I mean, that thing, the
They
impulsive.
believe it because it just gets stuck in their head. For example, if you have a kid and you keep telling him you are stupid, he will definitely become stupid for sure, because he will believe it and he will act based on all of that accordingly.
But some people, I mean, I just wanted to build on what you were saying by saying, or in the sense of, it's not that I'm pessimistic and I always expect the bad things to happen, but I always like to take my very strict measures. Precautions, yes.
Being so conservative, right?
She gave me a better explanation of the whole situation.
You see, there's a difference between being pessimistic and taking a calculated risk, for example,
Calculated risk.
Yeah.
How is that?
Because anything in life has a risk. Taking getting on a flight, and going somewhere, it's a risk, right? Crossing the street, it has a risk. So people just so scared to try new things in life.
By the way, now we have sessions for risk management.
Yeah, exactly. People keep praying to God, God, please show me something, I want to have a better life, I want to achieve success in my life and all of that. So how will you know if you don't go? If you keep, walking next to the wall. Actually, people are living under the wall now, not even next to the wall, right? Living in the comfort zone. And guess what? Here's the comfort zone, and here's where the magic happens. If you stay in this comfort zone, you will just stay there and nothing will change. For things to change, we have to change first.
I think we need to change also the concept that sometimes you don't want to change your life because you are scared from what is next, but because you don't know what is going on outside your comfort zone. You have to take the try. If maybe it works, maybe you can find something better. You always believe that this small circle that you have drawn for yourself is the best, and even that you don't know anything about the outside world.
But again, how will you know if you don't go, if you don't try it? Just keep guessing and thinking that.
So your advice is to explore.
Of course, as long as you are taking a calculated risk.
Right. On this very optimistic note, Mr. Salah Mohamed Goma, you're a human development coach and expert. Thank you very much for coming over.
Most welcome.
You have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much.
And I guess this brings us to the end of this edition of the Breakfast Show for this morning. May you have a beautiful day. On behalf of my dear colleague Nashwa Rashid and myself, Tina Hussein, would like to wish you a beautiful day and see you again once again tomorrow morning.